What's the first thing you look at when you get a new tank? Probably its main armament. There are long-barreled and short-barreled guns of all sorts of calibers, as well as howitzers and whatnot. With that many different big guns, it's easy to forget about secondary armaments. And that's a shame, because machine guns, autocannons and rockets often prove to be invaluable assets, sometimes even more dangerous than all those howitzers. Today, we'll be talking about vehicles with the very best secondaries out there. Let's kick it off with the legendary T-34-85, one of the most reliable and effective tanks of its class. Thanks to its powerful quick-firing gun, high mobility and bouncy armor, it can work wonders in any kind of combat situation. But what if we can make it even better? Is that possible? Yep. Just give it a Soviet 12.7mm DSK machine gun. A variant with this secondary can be found in the Chinese tech tree under the name of the T-34-85 Gai. It often runs into wheeled tanks, and you know what's an excellent weapon to use against them? A 12.7mm DSK machine gun. The IS-7 heavy tank was a pinnacle of post-war Soviet engineering. A very sturdy sloped armor plus a 130mm gun that comes with an assisted loader. This design remained effective for quite a few years. This Soviet heavy tank often fights first-generation MBTs, and that's when its secondary weapons come in handy. The IS-7 is armed with 8 machine guns, 2 of which mounted on the roof and in a mantlet under the gun, are 14.5mm KPVTs. That's a lot of additional firepower for a single vehicle. A single burst of fire from all its machine guns will simply deliver any APCs or SPGs to another plane of existence, and it's a real threat to many MBTs as well. The next vehicle is a rare event tank with very distinct looks. The Soviet RBT-5. What can we say? TT-250 tank torpedoes are no joke, mate. Almost 150 kilograms of TNT in each. Even a single torpedo is fully capable of destroying several tanks or SPGs at once. And a direct hit with one of those will reduce even a super heavy into a pile of steaming rubble. If you manage to hit the target, of course, or at least get it with a blast wave. There's a massive blind zone in front of the tank, and torpedoes aren't easy to aim, to say the least, so it's not a trivial task. Worth it, though. Then we have this European giant. The super rare E-100 super heavy tank doesn't just have a machine gun to complement its main caliber. It comes with an auxiliary 75mm cannon mounted right next to its main 128mm gun. It takes your primary armament a long time to reload, so the second cannon often comes in handy, especially because it can shoot heat rounds penetrating 100mm of armor. Light tanks and armored cars? You'd better steer clear of this one. The Swedish premium called the Stridsvagn 81 that you can find in the British tech tree is basically a Centurion Mark III with all of its strengths and flaws. It's on the slower side, but tough and dangerous. This model has an ace up its sleeve. Take a look at its roof. There are a few launchers with Robot 52 ATGMs there, and each of those is capable of penetrating up to 600mm of armor at any range. Also, thanks to the way they're placed, you can fire them off almost simultaneously. A barrage or two of this sort often cause more damage than anything you can achieve with your main gun. There are a few other vehicles that we simply have to mention. They aren't the best of the best, but they all share one thing. They can give a hell of a fight without relying on their primary weapons. We're talking about vehicles like the heavily armored French Char B1 Ter, While its powerful hull-mounted 75mm cannon is reloading, you can deliver a final blow with a turreted 47mm armament. The T-34 heavy tank is also a very good pick. Lightly armored vehicles should be wary of this monster, even when its 120mm gun is on a reload. Thing is, this tank is also equipped with 2 regular machine guns and a high-caliber AA machine gun. Spot a wheeled tank or an SPAA vehicle? Easy pickings for you. The creators of the American M3 Lee also believe that the more guns you have, the better. Apart from a 37mm gun in its turret, the tank is also armed with a 75mm cannon mounted in the large sponson on the right side of the tank, just in case, you know. Then there is the case of the joint German-American project, the glorious MBT-70. Its design incorporates a lot of innovations of the late 60s. A gun launcher combo, an auto-loader, and spaced armor. Obviously, its secondary weapon is very much up to snuff as well. Mounted on the top of the turret, there's an excellent remotely controlled RH-202 autocannon. If you catch a lightly armored enemy off guard, the MBT-70 can easily deal with it without even a single shot from its big gun. Furthermore, the RH-202 is mounted like a proper AA gun, with full 360-degree rotation and great elevation. See a helicopter you don't like? It goes down and it goes down fast. In conclusion, secondaries are nothing to sneeze at. When a torpedo takes you out, you're taken out. That's simply it. You're gone. Exactly in the same fashion as when it's a main caliber that does it. What is your favorite secondary armament? Did you have luck with it? Share your stories in the comments below. Why? Because we want to know. So do your enemies.